All right, folks, welcome to Call Review Mondays, where I bring someone new onto the channel, whether they're within titanium or outside of titanium. And all it is we're just reviewing their call and we're just going step by step to see where they did great and room for improvement. So for today, I have good old Chance. Look at this guy.
Hey.
This guy's a Viking. Let's go.
Stoked, man. Ready to see what you have.
Yeah, Chance. Well, why don't you take a little bit of time and introduce yourself to everyone? Let them know who you are, how long you've been in business, what you're up to, where you're from, anything and everything you want them to know.
Cool. Yeah, my name's Chance. I've been in real estate now for, 15 years. I started buying single-family homes, went into multifamily. I got up to 40 units. I've been in like 15 different courses. I've definitely spent my fair share of money. And then I went full force into wholesaling, and I traveled around the world for 6 months while I wholesale. It's kind of my first little break into that, and came back from doing that, and now I full-time wholesale, or attempt to. I full-time attempt to wholesale is where I'm at. So
Wow,
that's it.
dude,
It's me and my
awesome.
dog Lorenzo in the background, and then we kind of hang out in this office and try and get it done.
Dude, that's so sweet. So where did you end up going since you traveled around the world, you said?
So we did a bunch. We went to Springfield, Illinois, which is where all my rentals are, before we flew to Iceland, Amsterdam, down into Barcelona for a month, and then the rest of the time over in Asia, a little bit at the Amalfi Coast in Italy, which is gorgeous. But Asia is by far the best country, the
Nice.
best place to go.
Yeah, what part of Asia did you guys go to?
We did Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Bangkok,
Wow.
Vietnam, Hanoi.
Wow.
That's about it. Yeah, it went
Awesome.
past it went past a lot quicker than I thought it was going to, and I'm trying to get back out there. So
I got you. Well, man, I know we've kind of, we've known each other for about a year now, right? Within titanium, and you kind of do your own thing. I do my own thing, and definitely heard you talk before. I mean, you've got a wealth of knowledge. So first and foremost, man, thank you for even hopping on there. I'm humbled that they even want me to do a call review. And so let's get right into it and let's see what we can do. I haven't listened to any of them. And so you picked the one that you wanted me to listen to. So let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? I'm going to press play right now.
Hey, is this Jerry?
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Hey, Jerry, this is...
Were you able to hear that, Chance?
I can hear it. I don't know. Yeah, I can definitely hear it.
Yeah, if you can hear it, everyone can hear it. Cool.
Chance, I'm giving you a call because you expressed interest in selling your property. Are you still looking to sell that home?
Well, I'm not excited about it. What you give me, or what kind of price you got in mind?
So I'd have to look a little deeper, but right off the bat, I can see that you were listed at 175. Were you getting any feedback at that price?
I've had about 4 people come in to look at it.
Okay, at that 175 and no offers on it?
Right.
Okay, what's your time frame looking like for getting out of there?
Well, that's what I said. I'm not in a panic.
Okay, so you're just kind of...
Yeah, so first and foremost, man, great intro. Obviously, you've been doing this for a while. You have confidence, right? You know your intro well. It's just back of your hand. One thing that I got to ask you is because you didn't want to give a number, right? And you went to that route. Is it because it was listed and you figured I'll just go right into that? Or do you
the second I find a property being listed, everything's kind of out of the window because now I need to get it at a steeper discount. It's not like, because they're like, oh, it's 175, but they always think it's worth more. It had price cuts from like 220. So right away, I just want to jump into that and kind of see his experience, see what happened, and then use that as a number to kind of back down from.
Perfect. Yeah, I like that. And that's what I figured you had in your mind. For me, and once again, this is just my own style. Doesn't mean you have to do it. But at that point, I probably would have just been like, well, I can see you had this listed on 175. No one bought it. So how much are you looking to get for it? Because what if he has motivation and now his back's against the wall and now he's like, dude, I'm willing to take 120 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
For
then
sure.
all of a sudden you're going to be working from 120 versus 175.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But overall, I mean, I like what you're doing. I probably would have done the same thing anyway.
Waiting until something gets you the right way, huh?
Well, I'm not going to give away a whole bunch of money that I put in this place.
No, I totally hear you. So we're not looking to hit a home run. We are an investment group though, so I do need to make money as well. And so if we can figure out a way to make both of us hit that goal, then we could close you out as soon as this month.
Yeah. Well, I have that much money that I have spent on this place. And that's just about a break even.
175 is break even?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to make any money at all at 175.
No.
Okay, and so you have no, I mean, if you sold at 175 on the open market after realtor costs and fees, you're down at, 160. If you get a full price offer. I mean, do you have any room at all, or?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just not one of those things that I'm being forced into.
Yeah,
so
no, I don't want to force you at all. I got a ton of other people I could call, but if we can make it work, then let's make it work. If you're looking to sell at a price that makes sense, I'm absolutely your buyer. But it's got to be you have to account for closing costs, fees, and then any sort of renovation in the actual price, and then we can get you the money you're looking for.
I haven't paused yet because I'm waiting for you to say something.
You guys owe anything on the property?
No.
Okay, and then what do you plan on doing once you sell it?
Well, I was thinking about another home down into southern Ohio.
Okay, so you're going to take the funds from here, buy another property, and you're just looking. Do you know the price of that property, or have you gone that far?
So I know where you're going with that, Chance,
yeah.
and I get it. But do you see what the mistake there is?
I just feel like this guy's just so uninterested. But I'm trying to pivot away around this conversation where I can get him to say some sort of price or give some sort of motivation. And so now I'm going to go like result based instead of price based.
Yeah. So at this point, you assume that he needs the proceeds to go to another place.
Well, I asked him what he was going to do with the proceeds if he sold. And that's what he said.
No, you said, what are you going to do once this property sells? Doesn't mean what he's going to do with the money.
I guess you're right. I could have been a little more direct with.
You got what I mean? Like, what do you need the money for? That's probably how I would have, because your question can be interpreted in so many different ways.
I know I'm new to asking like going in the whole result based thinking. It's really been a game changer in me sending out contracts, but I always feel pretty intrusive being like, what are you going to use the money for? Right.
Yeah.
So then I'm always like, oh, what do you plan on doing with the proceeds? Seems a little more like soft launching that idea, but I could definitely push it into what are you?
You can say, what are you going to use the proceeds for? You can do that. I guess my point is, it's been 3 minutes now. There are two things that he said that I would have wanted you to dig a little deeper. Like he said, he's put in a ton of money into it. How much money did you put into it? What did you put into it? I would have just gotten him to talking about that, right? He said, when he said he doesn't want to get forced, or he's not forced into it, I don't know if he meant like you forcing him into it or someone else is forcing him into a price. But I took that as he doesn't have, and he said in the beginning, he's not strapped. There's no motivation at this very moment. And so for me, I would like for you to get into motivation. You'd be like, man, like you and I have been talking for a few minutes. Just curious, what got you looking to sell to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you're going to get into that, right? It sounds like you're about to. So let's see what happens. What, by the way, before I go, like, what are your thoughts based on what I just said?
I think you're totally right. It's just in the middle. I feel like after I asked the question a few times, like he's just not really giving me a ton. And then he's given the signals of like, oh, I'm not strapped. I'm not in a hurry. I have no motivation, is just like blinking at me. And so I'm like, I've got to really turn this conversation. And so I'm like, well, what are you going to do with this money?
Yep. So let's see what we can do here.
No, I haven't.
You have a ballpark on what it would be?
Not really. I haven't even opened a book on it.
Okay, so are you going to start looking at that once you sold, or are you trying to line these up kind of in tandem?
I kind of figured that whatever kind of setup came first, I would look at, and then if I didn't like it, why I'd wait for the second.
For sure. So if I'm right, I would imagine the home prices down there are probably 200,000-300,000 max, right?
I don't know. It's according to what you get, or
yeah, absolutely. But just kind of the ballpark range, is that something you could see yourself buying, or are you looking to get like a $1 million house down there?
At this point, I'm hoping you just smack them upside down. We'll see.
I haven't been down there to look.
Okay. Well, if we could get you enough money for the down payment on the property and close you out, is that something you would be open to?
If I, got my money out of this, then I would be looking at another, or maybe just a VA home.
Okay, so you're a veteran.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for your service there. So you actually, as a veteran, in my old real estate days, I used to be a realtor back in the day, but you get the best loan of all time, 0% down. I don't know if you get a lower interest rate or not. I think you do. So you really don't even need a lot of money. I mean, you would need moving costs and then some funds to do whatever you want with. But if we,
I like where you're going with this, and this is what I tell people: like, empathize with purpose, right? Or talk with purpose. And so your mind is going that route. I don't know, man. Like this past 5 minutes, just as far as my style goes, everyone's a little different, right? I probably just kind of like thrown the towel a little bit, just like John. What's his name?
Jerry.
It's like, Jerry, I mean, it sounds like you don't really know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it even worth talking to you?
Yeah, do it, like pull back a little bit.
I would have.
Hey, are you serious about selling? Or are you not ready to go? Because if you're not, like, my time can be spent better somewhere else.
That's where I would have gone with that. Because then let's see if he pushes away, then it's like, all right, we're done. I think that would have been like my last string to see.
I've been watching a lot of your guys' calls, and it seems like I've even seen a few of yours when it's clear these guys have no motivation and you still push. So I've implemented this new thing where I'm trying to get these to last a little longer and look at it from different angles to just see if there's any little motivation hiding under a rock or something.
And you're doing a great job, because you've pulled on like 3 different strings so far, and this is going to be like your 4th string.
Cool.
So I have no problem with what you're doing. It's only been 5 minutes, right? And so it's like, what's a 10-minute conversation? I don't think it's a waste of time ever, because you might just pull on a string that all of a sudden something falls out. But at this point, we still don't know why he's selling. That's my opinion on that.
No, you're right.
But
to get you in that new house down where you want to be, would it be worth selling at a discount a little sooner?
Well, like I said, I got that much money in rebuilding this place.
You've got the 175 in rebuilding it.
Well, I whenever I purchased it, and then after I have put the money into refabricating it, you might say, I've got that much money involved in it.
So at that point, I'm hoping you would say, how much did you buy it and how much did you put into it?
Get
And
like
what-
specifics.
Yeah, I would get into that because right now you're still assuming that 175 is what he put into it, or his all-in number is.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of saying that, but it's, yeah, I don't know. He's like hard to read, but I should have dug a little deeper there.
Yeah, well, so that's the point that I'm trying to get at, Chance. Like, if the person's hard to read, then there's no point on reading. Just say it out loud.
Cool.
You know, I was just like, hey, so I know you've mentioned it several times already. And as an investor, I want to recoup all my money all the time. But I got to tell you, I win some and there are times when I lose some.
Yeah.
You know, and so how much did you buy it? When was that? How much did you put into it? And what did you put into that? And 3 and 5 is when did you put those things into it? Because what if you said, oh, dude, I'm all in 175, but the last time I remodeled was 10 years ago.
Like, all right, full renovation needed all over again here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So for me, those are like the 5 questions that I still don't know. And if I don't know that, I need to know that for me to make any not decision, but what's the word that I'm looking for me to be able to navigate what my next step is.
Okay, so at some point, I mean, if you're not selling for that on the market and you guys are wanting to move, you would have to take some sort of minor hit on it. At the end of the day, if you can reach the goals you're looking for.
Well, I thought it was worth at least what I had in it.
By here, a lot of times what you do in a house, it doesn't translate one-to-one.
So, dude, you are very knowledgeable. Obviously, you knew what to say right there. I would just, at that moment, Chance, I feel like I would have taken a step back and be like, what do you mean by that?
Okay.
Because what you're about to tell him is true. But you still haven't gotten him to speak it.
Okay. Yeah, get him to kind of say it out loud.
Yeah, well, what do you mean by that? Because then he's going to be like, well, because I looked it up on Zillow. Or, well, because that's how much I put into it, so that's how much I want to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, by asking that question, he's going to give you his thought process, which you can now overcome. Right now, you're about to overcome something that we don't know what it is yet. Does that make sense or no?
Oh, it absolutely does make sense. Absolutely does make sense. I haven't really got enough out of him to kind of, I'm more, and I do this a lot. I'm kind of educating people on what's going on and what they can realistically get. And I kind of shy away from the emotions of what they're actually feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get more in depth on that part, but I should probably ask this guy a little more probing questions on really what's going on.
Yeah. And he's a tough cookie, by the way. I mean, I'm giving you all these suggestions, but doesn't mean he's going to answer any of them.
Yeah, he's not giving a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Where the market has shifted significantly, which I'm sure you're aware of. And so you just kind of got to play with the cards you're dealt in this current situation, or just the current environment.
My understanding is the price on around this area has went up.
Well, I mean, you just had the home listed and it didn't.
See, you're battling him again.
Yeah. I mean, because it's such a ridiculous statement.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
if it's such a ridiculous statement, what is the best thing you can do at that point?
I don't know. I mean, what do I ask? Because he's like blanket stating just the entire economy with saying, I saw on TV that interest rates are going down, so prices are going up, is what he's saying. So prices
No,
are going up everywhere.
That's not what he said.
He said prices are going up, right?
Let me rewind. I'll tell you that's not what he said though.
Understanding is
Can you hear that?
the price on around this area has went up.
Okay, price around this area went up. How did you interpret that?
Me? I mean, I viewed it as he's just thinking everything is going up everywhere because that's what every seller thinks. And maybe I should get a little more isolated with each individual guy.
Yeah, so what's the best question you can ask them at that point?
I don't even, it'd be like, what do you mean prices are going up? Are they localized to you? Is something happening there that I don't know about?
Yeah, what do you mean? Literally, what do you, 4 questions.
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Well, the prices are going up. How do you know? Well, that's what my realtors told me. Okay, did your realtors show you comparables? Well, that's what the TV's saying. TV buying your house?
Yeah. So I mean, just get deeper and deeper into it. But I feel like with every question like that, they view it, and I could be wrong, but it's like I don't want people to feel like I'm belittling them as I dig deeper into something that they really haven't thought about. So
That's not belittling them. That's just the truth. Like, what do you mean by that, sir? And Jerry, the only reason I'm asking is because I'm actually looking at the comparables in the area right now. And here's a house that sold in January of last year. Here's a house that sold in August. Here's a house that sold in December. Prices are going down, actually, sir. So that's the reason why I'm asking, because maybe I missed something. Maybe there's something going on in the market that I don't know. So back to what I was asking, how do you know that the market's actually turning around, or how do you know that the market's getting better? What do you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because then now I'm providing, but I'm also asking, I'm just saying, hey, maybe I missed something here. So you're not belittling, you're literally getting information. Because at the end of the day, and you know this, Chance, because you own properties. At the end of the day, you make what? You make decisions based on what? Based on the information that's in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah, and what they tell you, for sure.
That's right. So you can see what information that you can see on PropStream, Preview, whatever it is that you're using. But he's giving you information that you don't know about. So why not ask it?
Mm-hmm.
And one last thing too that I want to say to that is I really got that from my very first business partner, Helen. She opened my eyes. She was like, Caesar, if you can't solve the problem, make it their problem.
Ooh.
Because then they have to solve the problem in front of you. And if they can't solve the problem, then that shows them they're overpriced. You get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So at this point,
dude, walking him to the point where he realizes the only lever he has is price, really.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So let's see where this goes.
Well, I mean, you just had the home listed and it didn't sell. So if home prices could be up, but your home would have to be worth less than what you had it listed for. It's really the only lever you have when you're selling a home is lever the price.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I would be pretty confident to get this done, but we would have to be somewhere below the 175. I mean, what would make sense to you if we can close you out and get you off your new spot?
I mean, I'm not in.
So I even asked that question, Chance. So one thing that I also do when I look back to my calls, that question you just asked right there, is that price based or emotion based question?
I'm just trying to get him, because usually I don't answer that until we're already near a price point. It's almost like the kill shot reworded a little bit.
Yep.
But I'm just trying to get him to say any number below 175, and he just won't do it. And so I'm just kind of trying to turn over every rock of motivation, or see if there's something. They're just not.
Yep.
In a bind that I've got to sell.
See, there you go. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
price, no motivation.
Yep.
It was just one of those things that I could have done, or I still can do, but I'm not excited about it, and I'm definitely not going to give away.
Okay. I mean, we're not trying to hit a home run on it, but we do have to make money, and we've figured out that 175 is overpriced. And so if we want to figure out how to move it, we have to be somewhere under that number. So is there another number you'd be confident in?
Well, like I said, I have got 175 in it.
I feel like we're merry-go rounding around this 175.
So I'm hoping you would ask the one final nail in the coffin question, which is, what happens if no one buys it at 175?
Yeah. Hopefully I do. I've been asking, like, what are you going to do if you don't sell it to us?
Yeah.
So see if I did it on this one here.
I could at least get my money back.
Okay, so you won't sell the property unless you get the 175.
Right. I'm not in no panic or whatever.
See, I don't know, man. I don't like that question. And by the way, I do ask that question from time to time, and I'm going, oh, why did I ask that?
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, you didn't ask a question, you told a question.
Yeah, it's more of a statement, and it was kind of just a easy way for, at this point, I feel like I've just asked so many, so I'm just like giving him a chance to be like, all right, we're like not going anywhere here.
Yeah. So this call would have been, I probably would have done exactly the same thing. I'm just a little bit different now. I still would have asked a lot of those questions that you did. But at that point, I'd just be like, bro, 175's retail price or whatever it is, that's how much I can sell it for. So any offer I would make would be less than 100,000.
Easy. Yeah. So we didn't even get to the point where I'm going to be below 100 on it.
Yeah, that's what I would do, because then I want to see how he reacts. Right? Does he pause? Does he answer to me? And I got this from Hyro. Is not only does he listen for what they say when they respond, but how quick they respond.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they respond quick without even thinking about it, there's absolutely no motivation there. But if they go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're kind of kicking it around in their head a bit.
They're kicking in their head, yep. So maybe they're okay at 100, and you said under 100. So now they're trying to figure out how to get you to come up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So that's how I would have just done that. Another one was, I think Travis, was it a post that he made? He said when he cannot get a number out of a guy, and the seller keeps telling him, why don't you throw an offer? His rule is, he goes, whatever my offer is, I just slash it in half.
Oof. Great. I mean, I always lead with like, hey, if you're worried my number is going to be higher than yours, I can tell you right now it's not going to be.
Yep.
And then I'll do something similar, but slashing over half, I mean, that's a good place to start. Be like, oh, I could come up if you give me some information, right? Like, let's get into this a bit.
It's that, and what he says is, so let's say his offer is supposed to be at 100, and the guy just wants to like give me a number, he'll just go 50. And if the guy goes goodbye or whatever, then Travis goes, well, see, you did have a number set in mind.
Oh, that's a good little mind trick. Yeah,
exactly. So Chance, I mean, that tells me you actually do have a number in mind. What is that number?
50 grand. Hopefully.
Right. And he might say 80.
Yeah.
Man, I was hoping you'd say 70. You know? Or if he says 90, I was hoping you'd say 80. Whatever it is. But I mean, all the things that I do, I get it from other people, and I just try to do it. I do have 15 more minutes. Do you want me to listen to another call or?
Yeah, I mean, both those other ones have insane different types of motivation compared to this guy. You can pick either one. One of
Okay.
the ladies had so much motivation, but she was very unsure, Sherry.
Which
Um,
which
and
one
then the
which one
Texas,
is shorter?
they're
Which
both
one?
right around the same. I shortened the word breaks down to 0.4 seconds to make them like 5 minutes shorter each. So I pre-edited these for you, and you can actually see what I'm doing on my computer.
All right, pick one. Sherry or Texas?
I mean, they're both good. Sherry's is really sad, so maybe the Texas one there.
All right, let's go to Texas.
Hi there, it says Chance. I am giving you a call because you expressed interest in selling your property there. Are you still looking to sell that home?
Yes, I'm considering it.
Perfect. How much you looking to get for the property?
Sorry, I'm taking you off speaker. I guess as much as I can get out of it.
Absolutely. So if I can get you a check for $1 million, we will be cruising here. It is the
I think that'd be adequate. Yeah. I could probably live with that.
For if you give me $1 million, then we'll split it both ways. So it's a 20381 Applewhite. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,277 square feet.
You got it.
Perfect. Kind of catch me up to speed with really what you got.
So, question for you, and I'm asking this because I want to know more about Chance.
For sure.
Because this is the two calls now. When someone doesn't want to give you their price, do you usually at least give it like 2 or 3 chances before you?
Oh, I usually beat a dead horse until they try and tell me, and then if finally it'll get to a point I'm like, I can throw something out for you, and then I'll throw something super low. But if they won't tell me and then ask, I don't really I don't look at the property until they pick the phone up. Once they pick the phone up, I look at the property.
No. My question is, when they don't want to give you a number, which this guy didn't, he said as much. Do you usually kind of? So that's what I call like if you can't go in through the front door, you go around and see if you can get in through a window. It sounds like, and I can be wrong, seems like Chance is more of the, if I can get in through the front door after one question, I'll take the conversation around and then come back to it again. Because this is
I try to get a little more like information and then really figure out what's going on with the home. And then sometimes it'll like kind of slip up on how much they owe and then how much money they need. And then I'll use that information to kind of piece together where they're at. And I'm like, okay, so you need 20 for this and you owe 80. So you're at like 100 to walk away and just like kind of soft launch a number and go from there.
Okay. So maybe, and it's not so much of a suggestion, but maybe A/B test it, try it from time to time, where maybe you don't give in too quickly. Cause I think that was a little too quick. I love what you said. If I wrote you a check for $1 million and you got him laughing.
For sure. Yeah.
Right. I think that was the perfect time. Right. I'd be like, hey man, all joking aside, I know you want $1 million for it. I want it for $1. But man, last thing I want to do is waste your time. I'm sure you have a number in mind. What would that be?
For sure.
You get what I mean? Because you already got his guards down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Now you said, oh, well, as much as I can. And you know what, Chan? I'd love to put as much money as I can in your pocket. That being said, I do have to be fair to my business. And the last thing I want to do is waste your time. So what's that magical number for you?
Yeah, I've actually been stealing that line from you. And then the not trying to hit a home run line, I've been using that super consistently towards the end of calls.
Hopefully it's been working out. You're like, I don't know.
What's got going on with this home?
All right. So we bought it about 13 years ago. We really weren't planning on moving, but my dad lives about 45 minutes from us, and he's in his 80s and about to be in his 80s, and he's needs some assistance. And my son's about to go off to college, so we were thinking we might move in with him and help with some of his stuff and health issues and stuff. And then I don't want to leave the house just sitting here because my son's going to be away at college for a couple of years. So we were thinking about just getting some feelers, seeing what we can get out of it.
Cool. So you're saying someone's going to college. You guys have been there for quite a few years, and you're just ready to get out of the area?
Yeah, we're planning on moving to my dad's house and assisting with his I guess I don't want to say health issues, but just things he needs assistance with, bills. And we're going up there anyway. We're going up to his house every weekend, and my wife's having to take off work and go over to his house and help him with
So at this point, I'm hoping you would go one route. So let's see if you do it.
some things, paying bills and whatnot. And so yeah, we're considering unloading the house to do that.
Absolutely. All right. So it's like multi-generational. Get in there, help him offload this house, not have to make that move. Kind of what I'm thinking here. And I mean, do you guys have any sort of time frame you're looking at?
Yes, actually, my son can't leave the district that he's in until May, because he goes to an early college academy, and we don't want him outside the district until he graduates.
Okay, so you want to not sell this until May?
Correct.
Okay, so we can definitely figure that out. And then, is there any reason you're not trying to just sell it on the open market?
Well, there are some issues with the house that I don't really want to put the money into it. I mean, if I end up keeping it, then I will ultimately. But it's got some siding on the kind of, I guess you call it, the little breakfast area off the kitchen that all needs to be replaced, and it's got a bathroom. I redid one of the bathrooms, and it's got a bathroom that needs to be redone. The master needs to. I really don't want to put the money into it to do all that, but
Absolutely. All right, and then you guys don't know how much money you're hoping to get for the home.
Well, I mean, as much as possible. We've obviously. I mean,
I was hoping you would ask one question, but let me see if you can ask it right after this, because I have a feeling you will.
Hopefully.
And if you don't, then
we've
I'll
contacted a few different places, Open Door, things like that, and gotten a few offers. Most of them were lower than what I'd be willing to take. Open Door wasn't, but their offer didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It was more than what the home's worth. So I didn't really understand that. But we bought it for 134. We've had it for 13 years. It needs some work. I'll just be honest. It probably needs about, if I was going to hire contractors to do the bathroom and the siding, probably like 30 grand and work.
Boom, boom.
We'd like to, we're hoping it's on 2.3 acres. My neighbor's property, I know it was not in the best of shape, and he sold several years ago to Hellas Construction but he's got 3 acres, 299. I wasn't expecting anything like that, but I was hoping to get near 200.
You're hoping to get in the 200s?
Near 200.
Okay, where are these other guys that were too low for you? Where were they coming in at?
Well, like I said, Open Door came in at 255, but they, I mean, you can go on Zillow and it's worth. I mean, according to them, it's worth about 230 something, and that offer just didn't make a lot of sense to me, so I kind of avoided that. And then another company offered me like 104, and that's too low for me. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so the 104 is making way more sense than the 200, and the reason being, I'm sure you're familiar. I mean, there's brand new builds for 230.
See, Chance, I don't know, man, and I know you do well, bro, but for me, that's jumping the gun.
What do you mean?
Because I would have just been like, how did you come up with that number?
Well, he came up with it from the other offers. You mean the 200 that he's asking for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I took it as he wants 200. He got offered 250, which he knows is too much because it says it's worth 230. So right away, I'm like, okay, well, this guy has to know that if he wants 200.
But once again, this is all in your head.
Yeah, I guess I'm already like 10 steps ahead of where he's at. So maybe I'm just not walking him through.
Yeah. And so like for example, if you were part of my team, which I don't have one, but if I were to have a team and my acquisition manager comes to me, it's funny because my ex actually laughed at me one time because I did say this to someone that that was under me when I was managing and when I was selling insurance. And I told, it was so bad. It was one of those, I was still young and inexperienced in managing people. And what I told her is like, I don't care what you think. I want to hear what the client said or the prospect said. And I know it sounds really bad, but that's what it is. I don't care what Chance thinks. I want to know what he thinks.
Specifically about his 200 number?
About anything and everything.
For sure.
Right? Because he said a couple of times, and he finally said it. It's probably going to cost $30,000. Okay, great. That information came out without me asking. So at that point, I would have said, okay, so now if I put in $30,000, how much do you think I can sell it for?
Absolutely. I think I jump into that. I'm just doing it kind of in roundabout ways here.
Okay. So there's just a few things that he said, and you're knowledgeable, man. I think you're just, I would just want, I wanted to come out of them versus you is where I'm trying to get at. Because there's a lot of moments where I would have stopped them and asked, what do you mean? Or I would have dug a little bit deeper on a lot of those moments.
Take a note.
Like
of that
he said,
right now.
if he said, oh yeah, a lot of these like Kim and Laura, well, what was the highest offer that you walked away from? At that point, at least I would have gotten some number. You know?
Yeah. Well, he said, I mean, Open Door came at 255. He felt uncomfortable because they were too high. And so right away, that tells me he's kind of grounded a bit on where the value is. And so I just have to get him to back out from what he wants and then how much money we have to make as a company.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I go more, and I tend to do this a lot more into the education side, unless they have a major pain point that's like sticking out, which this guy doesn't until his son moves schools in May. And I mean, the only thing to do there is just have an extended closing. So I'm like waiting to kind of educate him on what we could do. And so I don't know if there's any way I could have pushed him, because I think I tried to get him to sign, but I don't know if it's something I said or if he just wasn't, ready.
Well, let's see what happens.
Sure.
And so it's like, what's somebody going to pick? Are they going to go to a brand new build in the mid 200s? I mean, here's one at 192. And so
Sure.
it's
No,
hard.
I get that.
Yeah. So it's like, we have to be at a price point where we can come in, invest money, pay for closing costs and fees, and then have us be able to make money and then have a win for both of us. I mean, we're not really trying to hit a home run here, but we do have to make money to keep the lights on. I
Sure.
think that your home, I mean, once we do the renovating and fixing up on it, we're probably going to get in that 185, 190 range. Does that seem pretty reasonable?
That's what you would make on it as a sale.
That's what we think it would sell for after doing the renovation. That's what I think it would sell for.
That sounds about right to me. I mean, to be honest, a friend of mine said that he'd probably offer close to 200. If it was if the repairs were made, which I have to, do. So, that sounds about right. Yeah, we can go with that. I can live with that.
Yeah, so that seems fair to me, to be conservative. We're in Texas. I mean, the market.
At that point, so this is where sometimes I get a little too, I don't know if it's too aggressive, but then at that point I'm like, all right, so if I can sell it for 185, then why would I buy it off you for 200?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it like I just got him to agree to the after repair value of 190, 185. He said it sounds fair. And then now all I'm going to do is just back out.
Just back out the things. Okay, yeah, that's where you're about to get into.
His renovation budget and then our profit.
Yep.
It is a little bit shifty. And so we kind of work backwards from there. And so it's like, I want to be able to get you some money on the property, but we have to be able to make a turn of profit as well. And so at the 190, just to walk you through where we're at, we're going to cover closing costs, which are 7% or 14,000. That puts us down to 176. We're going to do the 35,000 in repairs, puts us down to 141. And then we have holding costs of 5%, which brings us to 132. So we're at 132 before my company makes
any money. Yeah.
Any money.
I got you.
And so we need to make, our minimum is 35 that we have to make. So then we would go 35 down from that. At the very bare minimum would be the best that we'd be able to do. Let's see what that looks like. I'm sorry, let me redo this. So from 190, we'll do the closing costs. That'll bring us down to 176, and then holding costs will bring us to 167. And then we do our repairs. And so our repairs are the 35. It's 132, and then we need to make the 35,000.
Yeah, so we're below 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be lower than where you're at. I mean, we could for sure get this done in the like $90,000 all cash range.
Okay.
That's something you would be open to?
No, well, like I said, I've talked to some other companies. I've already gotten 95 and 104, so we're off by like 15,000, 14,000.
Yeah, I mean, the guy on the 104, did he walk you through how he was going to get it done, or did he just kind of throw a number at you?
No. We've gone over. We actually talked to him a couple times.
Yeah, I just don't see what he's going to do. Did he mention what he was going to sell it at if he bought it for 104?
No, we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. So I mean, at 104, we would make 20,000 or 18,200. I mean, it's just such a low. It's just so risky at that point.
Sure.
And then it depends on the. I mean, if the repairs are 15 grand instead of 35, we're in a ballpark, right?
Yeah. That's going to be the
decision maker. But what really happens is, I mean, you've been living in the home for a while. It might need 30,000 according to you and what you're thinking. But then when we go in there, it's like, okay, we need to do new floors and paint and light fixtures to kind of get it up to a speed where we can actually sell it quickly. And so that number kind of balloons pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just to be conservative. I mean, I'd like to put this at 50, but I was doing 35 for you. I mean, if we could get to like 95, is that something you'd be open to?
Let's say not at this point, but what is it? Who am I talking to? I don't think I even caught the company name.
My name is Chance. That's where I feel like I started to lose
30
him.
homes. Okay, 30 homes. Yeah, my wife got a text from you guys.
Oh, was that?
Let me just hang on.
That's where I feel like I started to lose this guy.
Like I said, I don't think I even got into this. I told this to the other guy, but we bought at a point 13 years ago where our interest rate is 2.3% and our mortgage payment it's kind of negligible. So we're not in a real dire strait to sell. And so we could hang on to it for a while. Like I could do the repairs myself. I'm kind of just being that we're planning on moving 5 months down the road. The house could, once we move everything out, fit, and I could come out here and finish the renovations and sell on the open market. So there's I'm just kind of reaching out to some companies and getting some feelers for if it could be done.
I hate those words,
one thing, but
feelers.
I need to sit on it for a while and
I just pay for a lead for you to just ask me how much your home's worth.
It's only gonna make,
Yeah.
payoff is like 78, so it's like 12,000, something like that wouldn't be enough.
So I think right here, Chance, and I got to get going for my SAP.
Yeah, no worries.
But I told him I will be running a few minutes late. But right now, like, dude, I think, how can I put this? We have two different cadences. Your cadence is so different from mine, right? Doesn't mean yours is wrong, mine is right. At the end of the day, we find what way works for us. For me, and this is why I really fight so hard to get that number in the beginning, because at this point, we're on the 10-minute mark. This is when you now find out, like, Jesus, there's nothing there. Or in the beginning, if you just hung in there for one more, and it was so perfect that it was like such a layup. You had him laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I think I would have just been like, look, man, just so that we don't waste time, like, what's the right number for you?
I know,
then
but then if he says the wrong number, do I just back out and hang that conversation up, or do the 5-10 minutes of kind of soul searching on this guy? Because I end up pitching him on seller financing or sub 2 because he has a really low interest rate in payment.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of go that route. And he's almost open to it. He's just not super ready, I think, is where.
Well, I think so let's say you hung in there and you said, what is the right number for you? And he says 200. Right? And at that point, if you still need to comp, then comp. To tell me what you got going on. I would still probably ask that. Or at that point, I would just say, how'd you come up with that number?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because then it's going to get into that education part, which you're really good at. But then by saying, how'd you come up with that number, he's going to give you all these things. And then you're going to show him like, hey, here's this one property for 192 and so forth and so forth. So the way I'm looking at it is after I fix this up I can only sell it for about 185.
Absolutely.
So how did you come up with that 200?
Okay, so a little more digging on that front end for the number, and just kind of maybe bring them to earth on like what they can expect to get right away, and then dig into more of their motivation.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to like fight for that number, because then at that point, and here's the funny thing, because I always say first number is always a fuck off number anyway.
Yeah.
So then someone will go, well, do you really need it? I do, because it gives me like a baseline. And then from there, I can maneuver. I think in these 2 calls, you were doing a lot of maneuvering, but we didn't know anything yet, like where he stands. I mean, there were a couple of times when he said how much, I've gotten multiple offers. Well, I would have just been like, whatever his name is, let's just say John. I would have just been like, well, John, if you've got multiple offers, what do I need to do so that I'm not another offer for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
That's where I would have been at. And I think this 10-minute conversation, I mean, 14 minutes, I probably would have gotten to that like in the 5-minute mark and then pitch sub 2 if I have to and end it by 10-minute mark if there's nothing there.
Okay. For sure. I mean, there was a lot of times that he was just kind of talking a lot. And so I've just letting him speak, but I think you're definitely onto something. Maybe kind of get that out a little sooner. And then if I'm not a good fit, then right away, just kind of move on.
And the thing is, by getting that number doesn't mean I'm like, hey, they're in the wrong price bucket, hang up, call it a day. I would still do all the things that you do. But now there's going to be some meat to all the things that you're doing because you're pulling motivation with a purpose at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's my only thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can try some more calls here. That other one, if you ever have time to listen to it, she has undying motivation, and I just don't know how to filter around it. But she's a follow-up. So.
Okay, I'll definitely listen to it, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I think you obviously have tons of repetition. You already know what you're doing. And once again, dude, suggestions that I made is just based on my cadence and how I like to do things. A/B test it from time to time to see. At the end of the day, what works for you is what works for you. And
cool.
And I figured that out back in, oh gosh, I can't even remember when, but probably like 2014 or so. Oh, actually, no, holy crap. Probably like 2010, 2011. I still remember his name is Rory. Man, he was so slow. And there was one time this conversation, it was just going like completely the opposite. And then for some reason, I just didn't jump in. And he made a sale. And it was
nice.
It was the biggest premium that he made it. And I said, oh, at that point, I was like, everyone operates on their own cadence. Right? It might take them 5 steps to get there where it only takes me 2, but it doesn't mean anything. It just means that's their cadence as long as they get there. He ended up becoming my second best sales rep because as soon as he made that sale, like all of a sudden, boom, his cadence kicked in and now he knew what to do. And
yeah. The proof's in the pudding. You got a deal. So just continue what you're doing.
Just continue what you're doing. I think you're doing a good job. There was just key moments where I would just push a little bit and ask. And by the way, please go back and watch this video and you can see when you were explaining to me, like any questions I asked you, I'm not going to tell you. Just watch the video and you tell me, and I want you to like listen from a third part, like not as Chance, but listen as a viewer. Like when I ask you something about what they think, see how you answered. And maybe that might trigger something in your mind.
For sure.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you, bro. Once again, very humbled because I know you've done a lot of business and thank you for hopping on. And for the folks that are watching, we do have quite a bit on here. You guys have any questions, any remarks, anything that you want to let Chance know? How do you guys think Chance did? I think he did a phenomenal job. Just little things here and there. But overall, guys, have a good one. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, Chance.
Yep. Bye.
Later, mate.